Hi, good evening, one and all. And I'm Dr. Shobha. We are the Georgia American Hindu Coalition, and I'm state chapter president. We are headquartered in Washington, D.C. And the founder chairman is Shekhar Tiwari ji, very experienced and mature in the community. And today we have the great pleasure of welcoming among us one of our own, Sunnie Agarwal ji, goes by Sunnie for a Forsyth. And he has he's done a very good job, very good initiative of stepping into the political world. And we are honored to welcome Sunnie Agarwal ji. And without much more ado, let's go to him and let's start getting to know the candidate. And he's contesting for the post of commissioner in District 5 in the county of Forsyth in Georgia. And let's hear it from him. So welcome, Sunnie ji. So nice to have you among us. I think we've been talking about this, and now you've launched, and your rocket is ready to take off. So welcome, and please share about yourself, a little about yourself, your background, so our community, we can all learn more about you.
Okay, thank you, Shobhaji. Namaste, everyone. I am Sunnie Agarwal. I'm running for the County Commissioner for District 5 in Forsyth County. I have been a resident of Georgia, I would say, for last 17 years. Forsyth County in 12 years. I live here with my wife and 3 kids, teenager kids, who are part of the Forsyth County schools. About my background, I'm an IIT graduate, computer engineering from IIT BHU, Varanasi. And then I did my MBA in Finance and Strategy from Indian Institute of Management, Lucknow. After which I joined the corporate world, and more than 20 years of corporate experience working at different levels with multiple companies. Currently, I'm working with one of the top IT companies as a senior executive managing their cloud practice for TTH, which is travel, transport, and hospitalities. So I'm managing more than I would say like more than 100 million of sales and budget that I work for. What I'm looking for is I want. I've been, as I told you, and I've been a resident for Forsyth County for more than 12 years. I talk to a lot of people, and they say that yes, we do. We have a growing county with a growing population from growing Indian Asian population. At the same time, they feel that their voices are not being heard, and they wanted to have somebody who can represent them. That's part one. At the same time, there are some issues, concerns that I talked to everybody in my district, and they said that there are issues that are not being addressed, and if we can take care of it. So that's where I decided to run, and I'm in front of everyone, ready to help. One of the things that I want to implement once I get elected is having a monthly breakfast with commissioner. That way, the complaints that came out to me, and then I plan to run, that would not be there, because you get an opportunity to talk to your commissioner every month. You know where to catch him. If you have any concerns or you want to know what is happening in the county, what are the plans in the county, that is what I'm looking forward for.
That's fantastic. It's great to hear your journey. And that's exactly, I think, what the community is looking for. And, you've kind of cracked the science, the STEM sphere, and now stepping into the political field, which I really think that's where now the next, apart from the spelling bees, apart from the sciences, doctors, engineers, now this is the next arena. I think the Indian Americans, Hindu Americans, would be great to be part of the political fabric in America. So that's wonderful that you took the plunge, Sudhirji, so to speak. And, great that you touched upon Forsyth. What do you see as some of the, I saw your, manifesto. So you're conservative in fiscal approach, and you want to make sure there's safety for everybody in Forsyth County. You want to make sure the homeowners get a little property tax break. Are there any specific things in Forsyth community that caught your attention? You're the dad of 3, you're a home, you have a family, and then you have this great career. But as a Forsyth resident, anything that catches your eye that you could definitely see yourself making a great positive change to?
I'm a strong conservative. I just wanted to tell everyone I have been a part of the Republican Party for long. I started voting in 2020. That is when I got my citizenship. That is what many of us have gone through. So I got it, and from there I have been a regular voter and regular Republican voter. What I say is the principles that we have, or at least I have been born and brought up with, are pure conservative. We came to US also with a conservative thoughts. We would like to have our American dream. We would like to have a good family of kids who get good education. We raise them and we live here peacefully. So that conservative values with which I came to the country, I want to spread it with everyone to know. We want US to be the same way, and that is the reason why I'm saying that I'm running for office, to make sure that the conservative values is preserved and we spread it across not only the county but across the state and the country. So that's what I'm running for. One of the things that is on my agenda is to make sure that the taxpayers' money is used wisely. So one of the concerns when I talk to people, they were talking about is there is an administration building that they're planning to build, new administration building at the cost of $114 million. It has not been voted by the residents of Forsyth County. It's their taxpayers' money that is being spent, which is one part. So people say that, how are you spending my money without even telling me, even asking me that it has to be spent? Most important part for that building is it's outside the city limit of coming. What does that mean? As per the Georgia law, any decision made by the county commissioners has to be there within a city limit. That means the commissioners cannot vote in that administration building till they have an understanding with city of coming how it can be annexed. So that's the reason. My point is, if you don't know how you can vote or whether the judgment or decision made in the new administration building where the Board of Commissioners would be having their office, you have to finalize how you're going to annex the decisions. Till you have not made that decision or have reached a consensus or agreement with city of coming, you should pause the project. Else we'll be spending money, taxpayers' money, and building I would say a facility where you cannot even vote. You means the Board of Commissioners cannot even vote.
Absolutely. That's so very important. I mean, I think we're 1% of the American population paying 6% of the taxes. And it's very important for all of us, Indian Americans, but also in general Americans, to know where the tax dollars are going and at least vote on that. And these kind of loopholes, if people did not know, they wouldn't even know until the structure actually comes up. And it's very important to question and be part of the whole decision making. And this kind of dovetails into the famed one where, you really, that's why you have to participate in all of these decisions. Otherwise, you'll end up not at the table, but at the menu. So it's very important that, the American population also be involved in decision making. And so that's wonderful. That's really needed for micro level to a national, bigger level, that everybody takes very conservative and responsible decision making. That's good for nation building, county building, city building. I think that's why people, regardless of professions, we are all taking an active part in our civic duty. Absolutely. That's very important. I'm so glad you're zoning in on that. Now, we are the American Hindu Coalition, and we really are a grassroots-based organization that aims to strengthen and play an advocacy role in all the Hindu Americans exercising our civic duties. We're about 5 million across the nation, Sudhirji, at least 5 million, not just Indian origin, but it could be, Hindus originating in, say, Fiji or South Africa, or, ISKCON devotees here. So there are so many Hindu Americans. Now, in the state of Georgia, 172,000 Hindu Americans are present. And if you look at the track record, our voting track record is really poor. It's in single digits. And what message would you like to give to the Hindu American community of Georgia, of Forsyth County?
So one thing that I always say, and this message is not only for the Hindu community or the Indian community, it's for everyone. What I say is, if you're not on the table, you are on the menu. Voting is one of the, I would say, is the most amazing right that has been given to every national. And it's a right, it's a privilege, I call it, and it's a responsibility at the same time. I request all the eligible voters to please go and vote. Have your voices heard. And it is not in Forsyth County only. Wherever you are, whichever city you are, county, state, country you are, please go and vote. When you vote, then you are considered important for any decision that is being taken. A lot of people even don't know, like you have your credit score, you have your voter score. We keep record, means the Secretary of State keeps record that in last 4 primary elections, who all voted and how many times they voted. And when we go to talk to people, especially like when we are campaigning, would be people who have regularly voted. And like you want your credit score to be 800, 820. You would not be happy with 550. All of us start our journey at 550.
What?
So what does that mean?
Yeah.
So what do we want? What does that mean? Is when we start, we have not voted ever. When we have not voted ever, our score is like a 550, which is 0 on a scale of 4, last 4 elections. But when you start going and voting regularly, your score goes to 1 on 4, 2 on 4, 3 on 4, and 4 on 4. Now you are important. And that's the message that I want to tell it to everyone, all the voters. Get your voter score high. Get it to 100, 150, 200. And in last 4 primaries, or basically it's your voting record. If you look at my voting records, I have regularly voted. Even in the presidential primary for 2024, I went out. Because when my voter records improves, that means I'm important, or I'm active in making decisions on who is going to get elected. So that's a message that I will tell it to everyone. As before you realize it, there are your decisions that are being made that you don't agree to, that are made where you get impacted. A lot of people say, oh, politics, I want to keep away. Today I went for the door knocking, and somebody says like, oh, I hate politics. I said, you may like to keep yourself away from politics, but politics is never away from you. Anything that you do, your property prices, the property taxes, the roads that you drive, the sales taxes that you have it, everything has got a decision that is made by one or the other elected official. Somebody where you had a say, but you did not. So what I say is, if you are not voting, you reduce your right to complain. But if you have voted, the elected official would also take you seriously because they know you are an active voter.
Exactly. Thank you for providing that comprehensive view about why each one of us citizens should go and vote at all levels. And, knowing that each person's voice matters, and then you make yourself more valuable as others look at, if I made this decision, what is such and such a group going to think about me? Are they going to support me in future elections? Are they going to be with me? Did I do right by them? And if we're invisible, then our screams among our own communities will be unheard to the outer world. And that dovetails into the next part of what I asked was, what do you think are some of the challenges the Hindu American community is facing? Are there any, for your perspective? Where do you think you could make a difference at the county level?
So I talked to, obviously I had a lot of meet and greet, and I talked to a lot of voters, not only the Hindu American or the Indian American, but in general. But coming to mainly the community that I would represent, That's in District 5, which has got like a good 30 to 40% of, I would say, like an Asian Americans in the community. 2 or 3 things. First, consistently they had a perception that their voice is not getting heard. They are not taken care of. Their decisions are made that has got an impact on them, but not something that they would like to have. So as I was talking about the administration building, I did a quick survey. How many people know about it? 80% of the people even did not know about it. Okay. That doesn't mean that it was not informed, but there would be the way it was informed, people did not receive that information. So they were unaware of how their money is being spent. The second thing, question that I had it is, okay, if you are given a choice to spend that $114 million, how are you going to spend it? So most of the voters, they said they would like to have a better school system, have another STEM school, would like to have a better infrastructure, more in terms of roads, because they are facing challenges in terms of the way the traffic is growing. A lot of complexes are the houses have been approved, but infrastructure has not grown at the pace at which housing is growing in District 5, or I'll call it like in Forsyth County. The other thing was that, which I proposed to have, is having a happiness index for the county. It's a unique concept. I don't think so we have in any of the counties in US. Forsyth County is the most affluent, I would call it, most affluent and the richest county in Georgia. I would like it to be the happiest county in the US. That's the target that I'm going to work with. So we'll be having an happiness index survey, get the base numbers, and then every year, whatever the 5 or 10 top suggestions that people have it, we work on that till we keep improving the happiness index of people. That's what I'm going to do from next year. One request that I have it, you asked about the Indian American or Asian American population. In 2022 elections, the number was just 2.7% of the total voter base. If you really want your voices to be heard, that number has to match with the number of residents or registered voters that we have it in each district, in each county that we have. The one that I was talking about the District 5 in Forsyth County, but the same holds true for anyone living anywhere. Please go and vote. It just takes 10 minutes, but it makes a huge difference. Every vote counts. Every dollar that you contribute to the elected or the official or somebody who's running for the election, that counts, that makes a difference. It takes a lot of effort for anybody who is standing for election. I say a joke. So I have knocked more than 500 doors, and I don't know how many people know me in Forsyth, but I'm pretty sure that half of the dogs and cats in the neighborhood knows me.
Well, it's important to be kind to all, so that's good. And you'll probably soon have all the registered voters also waving hi to you and everything. So that's important. I think it's good that you're making all those footfalls. I think you're working very hard on the campaign. But would you also like to maybe reach out to, would you like to invite anyone from the community? How can the community, Indian American community, help you in your campaign? Because after all, you represent all Americans, but you're also one from the Indian American community. So they're going to feel a little bit, easier to come and approach you. The ones, so they might have just a little bit, hey, he's like one of our own. Let me go talk to him about this. So what can they do at this stage in your campaign to help strengthen your campaign so that, you get your voice heard, so people know you're standing for an election and they will actually vote for you?
Yeah, as you rightly said, is yes, I'm an Hindu American or Indian American, but at the same time, I represent the whole community. And when it comes to, I would be supporting all, irrespective of caste, color, religion, or even like, and I would say is the party also. It doesn't make a difference because I'm representing the whole district. Coming to help that is required, I say that obviously, if you are a resident in my district, please, one thing that you can help in the most is go and vote. take 4 people with you. Okay. Do your research, whom you would like to vote for. It's not only that you have to vote for me. I never say that you have to vote for me. I said, do your research. If you feel that the other candidate is right, please go and vote for her. If you feel that I am the right person, go and vote for me. And do it for all the candidates that you're voting for. Coming to help from me, vote if you're living in the district. If not, then you can help me with calling and door knocking and spreading the message, what I'm standing for, asking people or requesting them to go and vote. Again, the same message, do the research and go and vote. My point is we should have as many people possible to go and vote. That way, when we have a representative selected, he or she represents maximum number of resident or registered voters. That's what my request is. If anybody wants to contribute for the campaign, you're not there in the district or you're not there in the county, even you're not there in the state, you can always contribute. If you're a US citizen, you can find the details on my website. It's sunnyforforsyth.com. You can go on the donate button. You can contribute. Any amount is fine. There's no amount that is small amount. Every dollar counts, like every vote counts. So it's a big race. I'm putting a lot of money from my side, and I require help from everyone, from the Indian community, Hindu community, from any community who supports my principles, the conservative principles, and feel that I'm the right candidate to represent in District 5 in Forsyth County. So that's awesome. Thank you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Sunnie ji. So again, I'm going to repeat your website. Is it Sunnie for Forsyth, SUNNIE FOR, Forsyth, right?
Yes.
Not the number 4. Okay, so sunnyforforsyth.com. So we'll make sure that, we share all your information across many groups and reaching out to many of the folks that are scattered all around greater Atlanta, all parts of Georgia, so they can support this wonderful step that you've taken. And that comes to my next question. I think this is a wonderful step, brave step. And this looks like the start of your career. What are your plans for your future? Because I'm sure you've got some kind of a, like a little roadmap. Where do you see yourself 5 years, 10 years from now? Because that'll also help all the Forsyth residents kind of see, hey, this is a gentleman. So I want to, I like this. I like this. I want to support him. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
To be very frank, I'm not decided that what I want to do. As I said, I firmly believe in people's opinion. So this is my first venture into the political world. It will take me at least 6 months to a year to settle down with knowing everything that would be there. And I'm pretty confident I'm going to do good, not only with my educational background, but with my corporate experience of 20 years, managing big amounts. And I'm a people's person. So that makes a huge difference, would be there. And in 3 or 4 years, depending on what people are liking, what people want me to do, I would like to do. But what I'm looking for always is to make sure that people around me are happy. And that's the reason why we started our charity, also called Sprinkling Smiles. So I want to sprinkle more smiles, not only in the district, not only in the county, but state, country, and across the globe. So that would be my objective, to sprinkle smiles, make everybody happy. And one of the baby steps that I'm taking is starting with an happiness index in Forsyth County.
Oh, I think that's a very unique and noble thought, to increase everybody. I'm a physician. My job is to make people get better. So making people better in many ways, I think that's very good karma. So you've got a very noble thought there, an idea. And I love the happiness index. I think that's the whole country will really benefit with something like that, because then we compete with different counties, and I can see Forsyth becoming, the happiest index county in the country. So that's wonderful. I think you've set the bar very high, Sudhirji. So this is very nice, and thank you for all the time you've taken. And if you're able to, we have with us also Chandraji, and he's been such a great volunteer, but also, he just works away, and he's always there for all our advocacy events, and he's willing to help us. And let me see if Chandraji is available, and if he would like to ask you a question. So Chandraji, would you like to unmute if you're still around? If not, it's okay. I think you spend quite a bit of time helping, Sunny. I think he's online. So yeah, Chandraji, welcome aboard. And thank you for joining us, on the evening and time. And please go ahead if you've been and just share your experience. Doesn't have to be a question for Sunny Ji, but if you can share your experience working with him, that'll be great.
Yeah, thank you, Shobhaji, for having me. I've known Sunny Ji for a few months now, and all I can say is he's down to earth, humble, and a resilient person. I'm pretty sure he will add a lot of value to Forsyth County and the growth and the residents. One question I do have for Sunny Ji is, what are his plans around the high density housing, which is one of the cause for rapid growth? I just wanted to hear from him on that front.
Yeah, so one of the things that I have in my agenda is that I want to stop approving any high density housing, especially like in apartment complexes. There has been a lot of apartment complexes that has been approved, I would say, is like in last 10 to 12 years in Forsyth County. And I'm strongly against it for multiple reasons. One thing is that has got an impact on the infrastructure, the roads that we have it. When you build an apartment, there's something that is getting approved for 1,800 apartment complexes for gathering. 1,800 apartments means 2,500 cars leaving at the peak time would clog the traffic. Okay. Before anything has or is approved, I would say you have to plan for the infrastructure. The infrastructure has to precede, not follow, the approval for any housing. So yes, I'm strongly against the high density housing. At the same time, I would also like to make sure that as part of my happiness index I was talking about, one of the requests that people have got it is, can we work on improving the infrastructure or roads for Forsyth County? That would be my major, I would say, agenda item that I'll be working on in my first term. Thank you, Chandraji.
Thank you. That's nice. It gives a little bit more in-depth, a little more insight into, I think infrastructure should precede, like you rightly said, not succeed, later on after we kind of see how 285 can be so congested. Now maybe, we need an outer ring road, like a mother, something encircling 285. So like that, you want to plan ahead. I think that's the hallmark of better living, and the happiness index will be higher with that. Less stress for everybody. That's wonderful. Well, I'm really glad that we caught up, and I think we had an in-depth decision, kind of a discussion of what goes on in your mind, what brought you to this point, and then you've a launch pad for you to go on to be the city commissioner, county commissioner, and a lot of responsibility, but the intricacies, what you need to be paying attention to. And as an American Hindu, is it the first time in this county has had a candidate, American Hindu candidate, or do you know, or maybe they
so
have
as per my understanding, I'm the first Hindu American candidate.
There you go.
Contesting in the county.
That's kind of what I thought, but I was not sure. I hadn't checked on that. So that's fantastic, really. I think that's what it needs, a lot of courage and needs a lot of good strength. And you've taken that. And I think now it's up to our Hindu American community to give all the support so that, you go on, because you're actually against incumbent candidate. So you just have to get your voice, your faith known, your voice and your ideas and what plans you have for Forsyth known to all Americans. And I think they will definitely vote for you, because it's a very sensible, very sharp, very intelligent population that's living there. And it's making the place happiness index almost, very high. You set the bar. So I really wish you, on behalf of Georgia American Hindu Coalition, a great success. And we want to share this message across the board so it reaches everybody that is registered to vote in the county, in District 5. And at this point, I also want to share that we are starting a campaign. It's called, we want more Hindu Americans to vote. So it's a sari campaign, inviting our Hindu American ladies to wear their favorite sari and make video of, talking about voting in Georgia. So that's what we are starting. And, we will certainly make another campaign to say, support sari, wearing your favorite sari, speak for Sunnie Agarwal for Forsyth. Okay, so that campaign will come up next. So all the very best to you, and thank you for joining us in this. And thank you, Chandraji, and namaste, and we'll meet again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Shobhaji. Thank you, Chandraji. Namaste.
Thank you so much.